Good afternoon. This is Ben from Telisca, and thank you very much for joining us today for this webinar on our IPS Global Directory product. Our IPS Global Directory is our flagship product. This has been around now for several years, and during that time, we've been able to add more and more features to it to make it a very powerful tool with full of rich options. With our directory, you can basically go ahead and merge the user's source directories into one location, the telisca server, and then once you've located all of the directories on one location, we can then segment those directories out. That can be segmented by subsidiary, office, site, or you can choose to basically go ahead and just present the whole directory solutions to your end customers. We also have the ability to be able to go ahead and update directories, so we can update the customer's AD, and vice versa. We can also update the customer's CUCM directory too. We can utilize the end user's personal address books, and you can see from the diagram here, we can pull in their contacts from Outlook, Notes, or even Google too. So with our corporate directory, we support the following directories. So we can basically go ahead and pull in the contacts from AD, LDAP, Call Manager. A new feature that we've added is the Google directories, which we're able to import in, and also the Google Share contacts. And so forth, you can see we can also use Excel files, text files, and so on. So once you've imported those directories, the contacts will sit on the Telisca server. But if you choose to just have a query done directly from the Telisca server to your AD, LDAP, or an SQL database, that can also be set up too. So when setting up the source directories, you can choose how the contacts are replicated. Using our web directory, we now have the ability with our web directory tool to allow updates to be done via the web directory, which can then update the contact databases on the SQL databases. We can also do an export, as I said, from our directories solution to basically push contact details onto customers' AD, LDAP, CUCM, and also a text file. And like I said, with the new features that we have in place with the Google contacts, you can now basically go ahead and pull in the Google directories. So this is a new feature that we've added. As we've seen, it's becoming more and more of a requirement from our end users. With the personal directory option, so you can see here, we can basically go ahead and sync up. The synchronization can be done via a client on the end user's machine or from the Telisca server, so that we can pull in the user's contacts from their Exchange, their address book on Exchange, Google contacts, Lotus Domino, CUCM personal contacts. And now, if they have a text file with their own personal contacts on there, we can also pull in those contact details. And then once we host those, have that information on the Telisca server, the user can view their personal contacts from either an IP phone or from the web directory. Each user can only see their own personal contacts, so that not every user will see each individual's contacts. With our directory, you're available from these following endpoints here to basically go ahead and view the Telisca directory. So from the phones, the web directory, the Java client, video endpoints, and also text phones. With the search functionality on the phones, we can keep the same user experience as Call Manager, Cisco offer with Call Manager out of the box. So you can have the classical search with last name, first name. Or we have improved this now by adding a T9 functionality. So by inputting the end user's, the first letters of the end user's name, first name or last name, we can then basically compile a list together for all of those relevant contacts. So you can see at the bottom there's the option of using the T9 search facility, which is a very powerful tool. We offer a web directory add-on. So with the web directory, the end users do not need to basically go ahead and use their phones. So from a web page, they can open up the directory. Within the directory, they can choose to sign into it, either via extension mobility or put in their directory number into the web directory page, so that then once they've located the relevant contact they want to call, they can click on the contact's number, and then that will send the call request through to their phone. This web directory option is also available for Java. So within the Java client, you can see on the right-hand side, a new tab is created, which would be pointing to the web directory. So with the web directory, the search fields are all customizable, so the users can search via first name, last name, and then once they've located their contacts, they can basically go ahead and choose to place a call. When clicking on a number, that call can then be either made from the Java client or from their Cisco desk phone. We've added a new feature so that via the Java client now, they can also, via the Java web directory, I should say, they can also go ahead and update contact details if there's any incorrect information in there. With Java, we can also utilize the Java UDS directory feature. So within the search bar of Java, this points to the UDS server, which sits on the Cisco Call Manager. But we can, our Telisca server can, you can enable the UDS feature so that when the customers, when the end users go to do a search, this can then point to the Telisca directory rather than the standard AD directory that's linked in with your Call Manager. So a very powerful tool if you want to amend the search functionality so that if you want to list all of your external contacts instead of obviously just your instead of populating your AD directory. With our video endpoints, we can basically go ahead and push our directory here. You can see the different video endpoints that we can go ahead and support. So the Cisco DX units, Polycom video terminals, and also the Cisco video terminals. So from these endpoints here, when users go off to meetings, they can access the Telisca directory to basically go ahead and pull up relevant contacts that they require. So rather than once again just the standard directory which is offered via those providers, we can utilize you can utilize our Telisca directory in this case here. Likewise for the DECT Cisco phones, with our IPS directory solution, we can do an export of the directory that the user has built up. We can do an export of that into either LDAP or AD, so that then when the DECT phones do a search, it will also be searching the same Telisca directory as the other devices that are within their network. A very popular feature that we have with this product, with our IPS Global Directory, is our reverse lookup or IPS Popup. So on an incoming call, rather than obviously a calling number being displayed, we can basically push a XML pop-up to appear on the end user screen at the ringing event, and within that screen, it can basically contain more information other than just the calling number. So we can have, you can display up to 5 lines of text, which can then stipulate the user's name, company, department they're calling from. As long as we have information on that calling DVI number within the Telisca database, we can then populate that information. This can be achieved, as I say, via using the CTI. So with the CTI, we use a separate pop-up card. You can also use the ECCP method, which is available with Cisco Call Manager 10+. So within the ECCP option, and with using a translation pattern, we can then basically intercept the incoming call, and then rather than obviously displaying the caller ID number once again, we can change the display, and that can then be changed to obviously display the contact's company that they're calling from, and name and so forth. So you'll see here, these are the different options between the two. So between the IPS Popup and the reverse lookup, they offer different functionalities. So with the Popup, with the Popup, we use this is used by CTI. So on ringing and answering, the pop-up card will appear. As I said, we can appear up to 5 lines of text, and also using the photos that the user set up in Active Directory, we can utilize the contact's photo. With the reverse lookup, obviously we're using this requires a translation pattern. The end user's name will appear on ringing, and then once again the limitation is that you can only display a name up to 32 characters. But the benefit is that within the call history, this will obviously show the call-in name from that number rather than a number. Whereas with the CTI option in the call and history, you'd still see the number. You wouldn't see any contact information. A new setting we have for this now is that you're able to, in the past you could only have one or the other option, but now you're able to enable both modes. We also go ahead and offer a speed dial section. So rather than manually loading up your speed dials into the call manager or creating the speed dials manually, with our feature or this add-on, you can basically load up a text file or an Excel file with all of your speed dials on there, and then basically the telisca server can go away and set up those speed dials within the and assign them the relevant translation pattern and also the external call control profile. So a very useful tool if you want the telisca server to manage that. It can choose to replicate the text file or the Excel file at any time of the day. So if there's any changes made or any changes made to the speed dials, then those changes will be replicated on the call manager. Another add-on with this product is our provisioning. So with our provisioning tool, this allows us, so when a user is created, for instance, in an Active Directory, we import, because we import that information from AD. If we see a new user has been created or a user has been removed, we can then basically go ahead and provision the creation of that user within Call Manager. So within Call Manager, we can set the end user up, assign them a device profile, a line, a Java account. A new feature we have now is a single number reach option, and also this allows us to optimize the licensing for this option. We can also go ahead and set a voicemail account up via Unity connection. So this is available via the web page to the telisca server, but we've now created a separate web service, so you can, if choose to, create bespoke contact forms which have limited options on there. So basically, go ahead and create provision your new users within Call Manager. We're happy to announce that now we've just basically rolled out version 6. So hopefully, version 6 is out there. It's accessible via our support site. So we've done a big, revamp of the product. We felt that the old one was a little bit outdated, so now we've added a lot more functionality with the new product and a nicer, interface. So you will see here from the screen provided, this is just a login page to the server, and there's obviously the shortcuts available to the users there if they choose to access other offerings that we have. Once they log in, they're presented with the new dashboard. So within the new dashboard, it's rich, full of information. So from here, you can see the CPU usage or systems information is populated. So rather than obviously having to remotely connect up to the individual server to check these settings, from our dashboard you can you can obtain system information. You have also status service status, telling you that obviously making sure that obviously the telisca services that are created upon installing the setup are also up and running. And you can also see the modular version. So from a quick glance, you can see what latest versions or what versions you have for the relevant modules. We now have enhanced the license count functionality, so that from the license count, once again, which is another segment on the dashboard, you can easily see basically how many licenses are in use and if you have any trial licenses in place. So you can see here, so for instance, IPS Global Directory has 16 phones, has a license of 16 phones, and only a couple of them in use, because obviously there's, you can see the percentage bar of how much is in use. Likewise, IPS phone configure, you can see here that because there is this is a trial license, you can obviously show it can show you when the license is either due to expire or has expired soon. We've enhanced the IPS Global Directory navigation because before because it's very rich and there's a lot of options to it. Sometimes it was a little bit not the easiest tool to basically go ahead and navigate and to go ahead and set up. So we've enhanced it and made it easier for users to navigate around. So you can see here via nice big touch buttons, you can see obviously which the user can take which segments they want to basically go into. And then within the navigation of IPS Global Directory, it's a lot easier to go ahead and set up the relevant searches that you want once you've created your source directories. So once you've created your source directories, you come to the navigation section. You come to the section where you can basically go ahead and set up the different parameters for the searches to take place. So we hope this is a lot easier for users to basically go ahead and work with. So some of the new features, just to reiterate what we've gone over within this presentation, is some new features for IPS Global Directory. We have we have the ability now to import from Google Directory and Google Shared Contacts. You can set up your personal directories to import from a text file via the web directory feature on Jabber. You can update contacts. Within our IPS Popup reverse lookup, we can use a mix mode or CTI and ECCP. You can provision single number each now. And also say with the admin, you have the license usage, which is available, and also an enhanced navigation for all of the products within our suite. Just to clarify within our packaging that we have to offer, because we're aware that obviously customers require different features. So we don't ask customers to basically sign up and sign up for the full package if they don't require all of the features. So you can see here we've categorized the different packages. So we have a light, IPS Global Directory Lite, which offers the two options at the bottom, just the typical search from IP phones, and then obviously the import merger segment of the different directories. You have an IPS Global Directory Standard, which would include those two options that the Lite has, and also has the IP phone T9 search availability, and also the Jabber /DX UDS server offerings. And then within the premium directory, directory premium package, all of the other add-ons that we talked about, like the web directory, reverse lookup, personal directory, export, video codec, corporate speed dials and provisioning are also included in that. Okay, guys. So thank you very much for your time today. I will be taking questions afterwards, but if you do want to ask us any questions directly, please do come through to any of the sales team, or just basically go ahead and drop us a line. But thanks again for your time today, and do have a good day.